The shirt is on, and that means it's time for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum stage build in LEGO Worlds. Let's get right into it, guys.
Hey guys, Stormtrooper 1 here!
Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to my latest LEGO Worlds build, where we're going to do the very first stage from Capsule Monster Coliseum, the PlayStation 2 game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And yes, it's Joey Wheeler's stage, and this one is going to have quite a bit of detail in it, so not only because of the water, but also because of what is not playable on the stage. So expect to see a lot of details and some very unique methods to this build as I try to recreate this stage in LEGO Worlds. And like before, I will make sure that this board is also available in the download in the description below for your PC version of LEGO Worlds. Just if you want to mention my name as the creator of this stage, please do. Although, keep in mind, it's going to be a rough replication. It's not going to be a full and exact replica, unfortunately, because this game doesn't really have the full technical abilities like games such as LEGO 2K Drive. But regardless, let's get into the build. Before we begin the video, I would like to remind everybody that I'm now streaming twice a month here on the YouTube channel. I do it on the first Tuesday of every month, and of course near the end of the month as well. So please do check out my live section on my channel to find out when I'm going live next. So to start with this build, I'm going to do a 15 by 15 grid. And as you can see, it's at least one peg away from what we would normally do with the usual traditional build. It's because this stage has a unique water feature, and to make sure that it has that unique feel to it, we're going to be adding something close to the end of this build. So we're going to start off with our with our grid of 15 by 15. Starting off right there. We could have started with blue and with red, but then I just figured it would be a good idea just to start it off so that we've got a good foundation for this build. And there we go. So we just need to make sure this this board is exactly the same in length. And we gotta fill in the gaps. Once we have our grid, we're now ready to add on some more 8x8s. But this time, we're actually going to be doing the player sides this time. So we go back to a build tool, and we'll stick to our 8x8 bricks, but instead we go straight for the bright blue, which will represent the player on the closest to the south side of the board. And we have to make sure that it's at least 6 away from the southwestern side of the grid. So it starts from where I am right now, and then we move at least 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the right. So it should end up there, and of course 3 up. So it looks like this. Then we can move over to our bright red and do the same for the opposite end of the board. Once we've got the layout of the stage all sorted, we're now ready to move on to the next step, which is actually going to be applying some of that marble stone. So, what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can find a color that can represent the marble. This one would look like, it would be tough to try and replicate this. Though, actually, I think I might have found it with the light yellow. Because, like I said at the beginning of this build, it's kind of a rough recreation of the stage. So we're going to use the light stone to actually begin the construction of this stage. Each by beginning with the lower water level. Well, and it's at least three from the bottom left of the stage. It's at least 3 wide, but then going up at least 3 on this side, but 5 on the others. So around here, unless actually it is not that much. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 8. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. And this will help start off the water feature of the stage. And then what we want to do is apply... We'll go into our tiles and go into a 1x2 flat tiles. And then start building it like a proper stonework. Although this is going to take some time. Because I want this to look like an actual stonework. Once we've done the 1x2 tiles, we're then going to fill in the gaps with some 1x1s. So that it keeps the illusion of proper brick masonry work for the floor. Just take your time when you're doing this step, and you'll have all the gaps filled in no time. With the masonry brickwork over and done with, we're now ready to move on to our next step, which is adding some more details onto this stage. And normally I would do the details kind of closer to the end of the step of the video, but for today's purposes, we're actually going to ignore that rule and get to work on this immediately. So we're going to start off with a small broken pillar. We're going to actually do a little three lots of 8x8 plates stacked all the way up here. Then we're going to move up to our little 3x3 or 4x4 round quarter bricks. So it looks like this. And then apply some 3x3s like this, which we can then add some 4x4s. So it looks like it's kind of like a ruined pillar of sorts. So we will be ready for that step and we'll be done with that step. About that high would be no, this high would be perfect. And then we can move on to another plate. A little bit longer than this one. And all the way down, starting from here, and then working our way up. So it's about here, about 2 layers above what we've done. Although, we will want to keep the masonry brickwork, what we've done here in plain view. So, around here would be perfect. Which then works out for us, because we can now move on to the next step, which is basically another 8x8 brick, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to apply 1, or at least 2 above. Around here would be perfect. So that hides the, gives the impression that it's above of the plates that we've done, the angled plates. And then we just add some more to our model. until we've got a nice illusion and it's at where we want it to be. I'm gonna keep going until I'm satisfied with where I want it to be. Okay, so we've got some more details down on the side near closer to the player. We've also applied some more 8x8, which is starting down on the lower section of the stage. Then what we're going to do is actually move on to a different color, and instead of going to, well, we're going to go to bright green, which will act like a mossy brick. And then we just apply it all across parts of the stage. Like so. If you wanted to make it look a little bit more natural, then you're more than welcome to swap the tiles around to match your style. But for me, I'm going for a lot, well, just to cover the general areas that would be mossy. So this would work out perfectly for me. We've now done the minor details, but we're going to actually leave this part alone for a bit, because the details for that are going to be very unique for this row of tiles, and I will explain why in a moment. But our next step is definitely to add a little bit more to this side right here, because we've got to apply another big pillar. So we're going to stick with our light yellow, where we're going to go to plates this time, and we're going to grab some 6x6 this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to go at least two plates up from where we started off with the other tiles. And then we're going to place them right here and here. So it looks like it's got a proper circular kind of base. Then we're moving on to our bricks, where we're going to move to our 4x4s. And we're actually going to go around. Actually, it looks like it's a 3x3, so we'll move to our 3x3s this time. And it looks like we start off here and here, so that we've got our pillars built. Now we just need to fill in the gaps with some little 4x4s. Or there's some 2x10s. 2x4s. There we go. And then we put on another set of 3x3 corners. On each end. Such, and then we put on an 8x8 first and foremost here, then some 2x3s to give it that pillarly look. Then we could put on hopefully some 3x3s. The irony. It looks like I'm gonna have to go to the plates for this. That'll work out pretty well. A shame there isn't any 3x3 circular rounded bricks to use. Would have been nice. Never mind. Like I said, the 3x3s will work out perfectly. Because then would mean that we can grab our copy tool, duplicate what we've done, these bricks here, then attach it as such. So we've got ourselves kind of like a large pillar, which will work out perfectly. That means we can now move on. And that means that we can now move on to another layer of the build, which is going to be actually a little bit lower, in between right here, where it's going to be something of the start of a water feature. So we're going to go straight into our 8x8s this time. Or if you want, you can actually use an 8x16 to make it easier for you. But I'm actually going to make sure that it's at least one layer away, underneath, sorry, of what we've done here. Then we're going to apply the bricks, the 1x2s, so that we're ready, 1x2 tiles, and then we'll be ready to move on to the next step, for the next layer. Once that step is completed, we're now going to move on to another layer, which is going to be at least 2 more bricks above what we've already done so far, so that it's a little higher than the last layer, so that it also helps to denote the increased difference in water levels as well, which makes this stage stand out a little better, well, a little more than the than in the for this game. We just gotta make sure that it doesn't look too elevated, so at least this high, so that we can then attach something special, well, unique, onto that portion of the stage as well. And you don't stop until it's all done, until it looks properly evened out. The best thing to do, if you want a good reference, is to actually use the blue player's side of the stage as a reference for this next layer. So this is what it should look like after making a bit of work on the third layer of the of the stage. So try to make sure that there is at least a little gap right here, so that it kind of forms a little L, a long L like this from above. So you will get that distinct difference in the depth of, difference in elevation as well. So what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to apply those same 8x8s to this layer here, and making sure that it's not at least close enough to the top layer of what we've done so far, so that it keeps that look of a running water path as well. And then once we've done that, we can then apply those little 1x2 tiles onto the stage. And of course, adding the green moss as well. And what we're also going to do is we're actually going to do the copy method of this pillar right here, and then apply it to around here. You know, once we've done the tiles. Will take some time, but it's best to go at your own pace if you're not confident with this kind of step. If you do make any kind of mistake, you can always correct it and then change it later on. We've now added another layer of detail to the display, and we're ready to move on to the next layer. And as we go up and do the same thing as we did as before, starting off with a light yellow 8x8 brick, and then working my way up from there to build up a good layer here for one of the next elevated step of the part of the stage, I should say. And I gotta make sure that it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Around here would be perfect. So we'll kind of head up to here. And then we move right all the way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which would be perfect for what I want to do. I carry on with this with the build. Just remember, guys, it's the same as the last couple of layers. We just have to build up slowly and steadily with this build. The main gameplay part of the stage is nearly complete. We've still got a few more little details that we need to add, and that includes some of the steps for this stage as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick to our light yellow, but we're going to grab a 1x8, and then we're just going to place it at key locations of some of the layers. Is by placing one down here, and making sure that it is in line with everything else, so it functions like a proper step. Same here. And then, of course, on the red player side of the board as well. It would also be good to note that you can also apply this to part of the... I actually went one over, but yep. So this is actually a great opportunity to make sure that you're, well, that everything works like a proper set of proper stairs. So it should look like that. Exactly what we needed. A nice, quick, and easy step. Like it was meant to be. And now we're going to actually focus on this area of the stage right here by actually, which is on the blue player's side of the field, by adding in some, well, going back to our build tool, and then putting in some 2x4 angle bricks to start off with a sort of a hexagon shape, if you will. For this part here. Then here. Or it would be best to try and do it here. And here. And then do it on the other side. So it's kind of starting to form a... This. Yes, if there was a 3x4, then I would have applied it, unless there's one in the plate section. No, there isn't. Mostly 2x3s. But we have kind of achieved something that we were after. Although, it would be great if... be like this. So we'll do it the 2x4 angle bricks in both left and right. It all depends on how you want it to look in the end. If there was a shop, actually we could use the 3x3s. And then put in a 1x6. Sorry, a 2x6. In the middle as such. Which will help start to form parts of the vase. Then we can use our copy tool to place each one of those in the same pattern on the other four corners of what we've done on, for this part of, well, for the blue player's portion of the stage. And then we just keep going. With the 3x3s. Kind of like a hexagon, if you will, although it's going to look like an octagon. It's like I said at the beginning of this video, it's not going to be an exact replication. Although I do try my best to make it look like one. And then we can grab, go into our slopes, grab some inverted roof tile corners for this one right here. And then go into our roof tiles. Obviously, there's no inverted roof tile corners. Roof tiles, sorry. It's just roof tiles we've got. Well, creating a sort of a base would be is rather tricky in this game. Because that is kind of what we're after, like a bit of a vase. Then put on an inverted slope, sorry, a proper slope. As such. Then the 2x2 for the middle here. So we'll kind of act like our base. And that is that. Now I just need to actually apply some tiles onto the build. So instead of going into our 1x2s, we're actually going to go into our 2x4s this time, and then work our way well, start from the side, and then work our way down the layers that we've done for the stage so far. So we're going to start off in the same color in the 2x4 tile. And this time we're going to go well what we've like we've done here, but we've got to make sure that there's a little 2x2 gap on the right side here, and then move into a pattern that's like this over and over again. Until we have achieved our goal, whilst at the same time maintaining a proper pattern. And once we get to the steps, we can actually put on some 1x4s instead. And carry on the pattern from what we've done. So looking at the stage so far, I think it would be best just to apply some 2x4s. Kind of like in the same pattern that we did with the 1x2s when we were doing the cobblestone stone effect for the for the ground. And then we can put on some 1x2s to help out with the steps, as well as some 1x4s, and then fill in these gaps with some 2x2 tiles. We keep doing this till we get to the upper level layer of this stage. So all the way up to around here. And just like before, take your time when you're doing this step, because you don't want to rush this. Once we're done with this once we're done with all of the large 2x4 layout for the stage, we're now going to change color while staying in the 2x4 flat tile, so that we get a bit of a darker outline for the path that we've already done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for something of a instead of a light yellow, we can go for something of a sand red, or of like a lighter grays kind of a color, like this one. So that it helps to note what is in between the pattern of this road. The best way to use these tiles is to start at the, start away from the steps, and then apply some 2x2s, flat tiles, here and here, then some 1x2s, as such. With the pathway design now completed, we're now going to go back up to where we built the vase for the stage, and then we're going to apply some more light yellow 2x4 tiles, flat tiles. And we're going to actually put them around the outermost part of this layer. That we are then ready to move further inwards to for more details for this stage. Gotta make sure that it's nice and wide like this. And to help fill in the gaps for the stands, we're gonna grab some 1x4s to help out keep the appearance of larger flat tiles. And we can also use some 1x8 to carry on the effect of a proper flat cobblestone flooring for the stage as well. With that over and done with, we're now going to apply some longer flat tiles onto this portion of the display with some 8x16s, and then we'll move on to 1x8 for a little bit more fun. In the game, there is a little pattern on this portion of the stage, but we won't have the time or the ability to try and replicate it. So, using the 8x16s to cover the entire portion of this stage, it's actually a bit of a time saver. I made one quick adjustment to this whole area right here. So instead of using those inverted roof tiles, I actually went with the the roof tiles. I just used the 2x2 corner bricks instead. So that is taken care of, and we're now ready to move on to our next step, which is adding some pillars to our display, some fallen pillars, because it does look like it has come apart and, of course, neglected through time. So I'm gonna grab some inverted 2x3 slopes and start to build some pillars onto the stage. Now, you can use this as a reference anytime you want, but for me, I think the perfect spot to start off a pillar build is right around here. And then I can put on some 2x6s. So it kind of looks like a sort of a fallen hexagon, if you will. And then I put on a 2x3 slope. That's not the one I was after. This is the one I was after. Or put on another layer of 2x6s. So it keeps that pillar look on onto the display. So now we can get this 2x3 slope, and then start to work, creating a sort of a fallen pillar look. And then we can do the same over and over throughout parts of the stage. Well, at least a few important parts, which includes right here and near the end as well. But instead of making it, instead of keeping it as long as it is, although I might have to, I should actually use the copy tool to make duplicates of the pillars. And then stand out to about right here, which will be fine. In fact, I might need to save that for another, for later on, because we've still got another feature for the stage that we need to work on. We've got our collapsed pillars on certain parts of the stage, and we're almost about to put on another one, but there is something else that we have to do, and that is to create the fountain feature, which is also unique to the stage. So, we're going to start off around here, and then get to work on applying some some slopes, or curved bricks, or plates. I would think that some 2x4 bricks or plates would start off pretty well to getting to work on this stage. So, what we're going to do first and foremost is we will actually start off around here. And then, oh, I need that. Create a curved effect. Leading up to the back of the stage, as such. We gotta do it on both sides as well. For the fountain effect of the stage. We also should put in some some more 8x8s. Once I applied the 8x8 bricks onto the model, the display, I then applied some 8x8 plates to help connect everything together. So now we're going to grab an 8x8 corner plate and place it right here. Yep, for the display. But we're not going to go too far because we can actually apply a 4x4 to carry on to keep creating an illusion, or a 6x6 would work well for this. There we go. And then I'm thinking to add another layer, I'm going to need some more 2x4s. Although, I think I might have not gone deep enough with these. So, these should help. And then we're going to readjust everything. Although I need to actually be on the plate. Which would help out greatly. Then we'll apply a, see if there's a 4x4 plate that we can use. Yep, we can use that. Or 6x6 plate. To help lock in the water as like it would be as for an effect. Then we're gonna go back to our 2x4s, angle bricks. Make sure that everything is connected nicely. Next, I'm actually going to fill in the gap here with a 1x8 plate and then a 1x6. Although I missed it out again. We've started out to, we're done with the fountain, with the construction part of it, and now we're ready to move on to actually adding, or taking away, at least 2 layers of that, so that we get that even flow of water coming out of the for our model. Now, we're going to actually add some more walls to it, hit by grabbing some 8x16 bricks, and then going up pretty high, well, not too high, but high enough that it actually creates an illusion of something coming out of the water. pouring pouring the water into the model. But in order to do that, we're going to need some 8x8. Well, we will use the 8x16s to form a sort of foundation for this stage. Like so. And then we can apply some of the minor little touches. Is mostly to the back of the display. Once we've done that, we can then go and put on some more 8x16s. And we're actually going to do it like this. And so that it looks like it's at least 8 high. As long as they're on top of the pegs. And then with that done, I can then put on, instead of doing some 3x3s, I'll get some more of those 8x8 corner plates. And then build it so it looks like this. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do some more with that, but that is the best that we can do. Now, the next thing that we want to add is the water. So, we're going to swap to our transparent light blue, and then start applying some transparent 6x6s, or 2x4s. Starting off around here. And then starting to get to work on that watery effect the stage is given. Not too worried about putting anything underneath, because there's really no need for it. I could just put on 2x4s. And 1x4s. And then apply some more little circular bricks. Plates. Like the 1x1s would be a perfect example of creating 1x1s, the 1x1 bricks. That would make a perfect use of an illusion. as such. And then 1 by 4 or 1 by 6. So we've got something of an illusion going on with water coming out. Now, I just need to put on, try another 1 by 2 like that. And of course, carry on with the illusion that water is coming out by using various bricks in see-through, well, transparent blue. And I'm actually going to make sure that it is I can use the plates instead. So it will be like this, and then an 8 by 8 followed by another, only until it covers this, well, everything up leading up to this area, as long as I also remember to do the tiles for this one. So we've done the transparent light blue tiles, and we have covered the majority of this side of the, well, layer of the stage, because that is as far as the water level will rise in the game. So next up, we're actually going to try and actually do some odd little bits around the stage, starting with the outside by grabbing some more light yellow bricks to create a wall effect. Next, by using some slopes. Then we're going to create the rubbles on the stairs, just with the same color bricks, and then work our way towards the back as well. Where there's also apparently a bit of a standing stage for the stage. For the well, for people that used to live in that garden to look down on the water feature. And we're also going to apply some more ruined steps as well for this stage, as well as applying another layer. Because it looks like there is of 8 by 8s on the right. So first of all, we're going to grab some dark stone grays in 8 by 8s, and then we're going to get to work on one extra layer. Actually, 2. Looks like we're going to need an 8 by 16 this time. We're going to work our way up here. And then apply light yellow 8 by 16s all the way up here. Then I'm going to get to work on the little details. We've done most of the walls, which is a bit of a relief. So now we're just going to apply a little special something to separate the large hosting area here to the stage down below, and we're going to apply some fennec bridges across so that it gives the illusion. Well, not really an illusion, but the feel that it's kind of isolated from the rest of the playfield. Shame that you can't really get any good angles, but still is a good effect nonetheless. Though a method like this probably isn't the best, but at least it works. Or what I could use instead is some of the hourglass bricks for the top here. Oh, that'll work out nicely. And there we go. We have, well, kind of completed the first stage for Capsule Monster Coliseum. So I'm hopefully going to apply some of the bricks, the 2x2 tiles for the floor here at the back, and then I will make sure to include also fill in the gaps here as well. And of course, there is one other thing that I need to do, which is the outer layer for the stage, for which I will immediately, well, I will do in a separate video in about 2 weeks or 4 weeks time, which you'll see. But I do hope that you enjoyed this week's LEGO Worlds build, and I hope to see you again in about 2 weeks time with another update in the LEGO Worlds Capsule Nanoblock Museum update. Happy gaming, guys! I hope you guys were inspired by my LEGO Worlds video. If you were, why not subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to get notified on the latest content from the channel. Also, why not check out my video and playlist right here on the channel. It'll really mean a lot to me. Happy gaming, guys, and I'll see you next time.